Mr. Kumar, if you just read the Ayodhya judgment, there is a reference to this particular act of parliament. And there it emphasizes the secular traditions that it seeks to protect via the state. Now, I want to ask you, Mr. Kumar, I thought the very purpose of secularism as defined in this country was that the state should not be actually interfering in faiths or the expression of a faith, but just ensuring that there is no discrimination. This act on plain reading seems to not just discriminate, but also allows the state to meddle, interfere. In Article 25, 26, others which I have read out. Would you agree or would you disagree?
Well, I would like to put it a little differently, Rahul. First of all, I have appeared in the Ayodhya matter also for 42 days before the Constitution bench. And I appeared today in the Kashi Vishwanath Gyanvapi mosque case, which was listed today before the special bench on behalf of the plaintiffs who have filed the suit. You see, secularism only means that every religion must be respected and every religion must have its own space, so that there is in the fraternity of all the people that we should live peacefully amongst ourselves irrespective of the religion. That, according to me, is secularism. Now, insofar as this case is concerned, the act only says that you will not convert something or the character of something which is worshipped in one manner or by one religious denomination. But the act does not say that a court cannot go into the question as to what is the character of that place of worship. What is being challenged and agitated in the suit in the Varanasi court, which was the subject matter of petition today, is the fact that whether this is a Hindu place of religious worship, because there was a shivling, this was destroyed by Aurangzeb some 500 years ago, and there a mosque was built, but yet the remains of that temple still exist, and therefore the character of the mosque, or whether it is a character of a temple, that character can still be examined whether it is there or not. Their place is not being converted. So therefore the prohibition is against conversion. That's the realm of this suit. So therefore one has to look at it from that angle, and this act does not prohibit going into that question. In fact, the bench of the court also said that during the discussion or the debate in the court.
Yeah, see, I appreciate that point, and I think I sort of referred to it. But Mr. Kumar, I asked a larger question about the maintainability of this act itself, whether it is good in law, to put it plainly.
No, well, the circumstances under which this act came, we all know what happened. 89, 90, 91 riots, etc. were happening. It was in that context that this act was brought into by the government of that day. Today, if the government feels that this act is not necessary, that is for the government to decide. I don't want to comment on that. But the act only says that please respect the sentiments of all and don't convert something which is in existence into something else.
The question is, why not? The question is, why not? They say that you shouldn't be writing the wrongs of history. No, how far back will you go? I say, for example, controversially, why not?
No, according to me, if historically something has been destroyed and that belonged to one religious denomination, that should be restored, because a historical wrong can always be corrected. But for that purpose, you will have to go into and examine the issue whether historically something happened in that manner. We all know that from ancient times, India, of course, has been a diverse civilization, but it has been predominantly Hindu from the very beginning, and we know about ancient temples, and we also know that we believe in Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma means idol worship, and therefore temples of ancient times have existed and are existing even today.
So if there is that,
Yeah, so therefore,
and even the
if
Supreme Court
historical
today
wrong is
talked
to be
about
corrected,
these.
it ought to be corrected.
Yes, they talked about it ought to be corrected, for which this particular act needs to be struck down. That would stand to reason.